Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a good one. I felt like there was something I was forgetting, and I think it was just that I needed to eat. Okay. I do wonder. I'm gonna feel about some things in the near future. For one thing, this keeps happening where, like, I end up recording an odd amount of episodes, which is gonna happen. And it's not a big deal, even remotely, but it's just slightly annoying. So... The Blackberry Dr. Pepper. Should I be spending this much time on this screen without going somewhere? Probably not. Okay, so Andraste is done. That's cool. Ada Cassiopeia. Newton... What were some of these higher level ones? Were they like level 100? 75? Bower? Why does Bower not sound familiar to me? I really do need... I feel like I unironically might at some point genuinely derp out and think that I haven't done Eridani and then double up on Eridani, which would be hilarious. Okay, I want to not do these ones, but may as well. Gonna say let's do Carinae Asada, but it's not what it is. This is episode 448, I know, which of course naturally means I'm going to look up on the Pokedex. 400, what Pokemon 447 is? I believe that is Riolu. Yes. I know this because, and this is, like, yes, this is very specific. I think Pokemon Pokemon 47 is Sandshrew, 48 is Sandslash, 427 is Baneri, 428 is Lopunny, 447 is Riolu, and 448 is Lucario. So happy Lucario episode. Those are like the only Pokemon besides Bulbasaur and... actually, honestly, I don't know. I know the starters are obviously going to be in, how far they're going to be, but I think... Is it Bulbasaur? Is the grass type, the water type, and then the fire type? Or is it grass, fire, water? I think it's... I'm not sure, honestly. I don't really care that much. There isn't too much to say, I don't think. Just that I'm here, I'm breathing. Sometimes that's enough. No, there are a few things to say, a few things to talk about in the vlog that this has become. Star Citizen stuff, other things besides Star Citizen. Let's see. Oh, my hand. Oh, my hand. I say, oh, my hand, as if that's, like, something that's... There's a specific pain that's been bugging me for a while. No, actually, it's... like, somewhere in my... Not in my thumb. Next to my thumb? Feels a little odd. It'll be fine. What was I gonna say, though? Yeah, okay, so... yeah, nothing too crazy is going on. And this seems like, well, probably an episode that I want to do very quickly. And not dedicate to any super deep topics. I don't know, dude. What can I say, though? What can I say? We'll say that I did get an idea. The thing that's just off the top of my head right now, thinking about the Pokedex. I could do... wouldn't it be interesting if I did a series where I, like... I don't know, did something with every Pokemon? That could be interesting. Although, I mean, it would be shorter than this series currently, so... yeah, I don't know, it would be an interesting thing. But, I also don't know what I would do for that. That's like, I love Pokemon, but Pokemon's just not my, like, I wouldn't be able to keep that interesting for super, super long. But it does make me think, there is the Pokemon, battle arena, or battle thing that, is, you know, that they teased. And I kind of wonder, like... because, well, okay, I mean, like, it doesn't mean that they're gonna be stagnant. They're not gonna, like, but, like, Pokemon's a big thing. There are stories to tell. There are new Pokemon that could and should be discovered. They have a lot of Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon, but, like... you know, there could be and should be, like, multiple variants, right? And, you know, like, you know, like, regional variants. There are still some Pokemon that, like, really don't exist fully. Like, we don't have like, we have Zigzagoon, sure. We don't really have a raccoon Pokemon, though. Like, because, you know, like, Zigzagoon evolves into Linoon and, you know, goes from a raccoon to a badger, and that's not, like, a terrible thing at all, but it's just not, you know, like, you haven't built on the, whole being a Pokemon, being a, raccoon Pokemon thing, and that kind of a thing. And there's a bunch of other, you know, potential things you could do. Obviously, there's so many more regions they could do. You know, I also kind of wonder... yeah, I do kind of wonder, because, like... there are so many regions. And, like, they can do so many. I do feel like I mentioned before that, like... oh, they're never going to do a Russia. They're never going to have a Russia region unless, like, you know, there's a better political situation there. Which, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Russia, like, operate or semi, you know, like, govern some parts of northern Japan? I want to say it's an island east of Hokkaido, but I could be wrong. I'm kind of like, I mean, personally, I'm kind of like that. I don't know. Now, there's a lot of regions, and there's a lot of time and effort that goes into making a Pokemon region and all that. So, you know, there's something to be said about, oh, well, maybe they just don't prioritize it, but, like, I don't know, the people still exist there. And just because, you know, there's a... Just because the government's terrible doesn't mean that the people and the culture don't deserve to be known and, you know, have some representation and, you know, this, and I don't know if Pokemon really is, like, is really big on trying to do that sort of a thing, but oh, hey, we want to represent the entire world, or if it's just a thing that they sort of started doing and, you know. I will say, though, if there is one, I mean, the first thing I can think of is, if I wanted to see like, what would be an interesting next Pokemon region, Kazakhstan. I saw, I don't know too much about Kazakhstan. I do know that, I saw a video about basically interviewing Kazakhs and having them talk about their opinion on the Borat movie, and I mean, they were like it's a funny movie, but it doesn't represent Kazakhstan at all. And it was very interesting to see. You had people in sort of modern Western clothing, and then also people in more traditional, presumably more traditional Kazakh clothing, and I was like, wow, that's kind of neat. And yeah, I don't know if there was I don't know what the context of where they were at, in all fairness, but that was kind of cool. And I've heard that Kazakhstan is like the origin of apples, is where apples originate from, in the same way that potatoes, I'm trying to think, potatoes and corn originate in North America. Maybe not North America? I think North America. And it's like, you know, it's like, oh, well, the potatoes have to come from Ireland, because Ireland's known for potatoes. Nope, that's what, you know, I want to say world connection, but also kind of, or like a, you know, global trade or interconnected world, or, you know, I want to think of it like that, but also colonization. Which I guess, I mean, you got your pros and cons. There is definitely some pros, but there are also definitely cons. Till next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.